Right. Again, this is an honor and privilege. Thank you.
Oh, no
And
problem. Thanks for
I,
inviting me.
I know you're super, super busy. It feels like you spin about 15 plates at once, and I don't know how you catch them all.
Uh,
Um, but I guess for people that might not know you, give you a little bit of a background of this fitness thing.
yeah, so I am now Jessica Cahoy. Many people know me as formerly Jessica Griffith, but I have gotten married in the last, it'll be 2 years in July. Um, it all started in 2013. I graduated nursing school and started my nursing career. So I graduated in May, and by August, I had found myself walking into my first CrossFit gym. And I did my first competition 2 months after I started. Like, I immediately got the bug, bit by the bug, like everybody else does. And my competitive career started 2 months after I started CrossFit. So that was in 2013. By 2015, I was competing at the games on a team. I competed on a team in 2015, 2016. And then in 2017, I went for my first time individually. I missed it in 2018 individually, and then I went on a team in 2019, and then again individually for my last time in 2021. So wild, amazing, most incredible. My 20s were a decade to remember, and just so freaking incredible.
Wow. I mean, it's
Yeah.
fair to say you're a pretty fit individual being able to go to the games that many times, right?
It's funny because if you talk to anybody, like, I don't know. Some of you may know Brenton Rogo. He's an MC for the game, has been an MC for the games and a bunch of the big Wadapalooza Granite Games. I went to college with him, and he has seen the whole journey from start to finish. And he's like, if you asked me in 2010 if you were ever going to be a CrossFit Games athlete, I would have never, ever thought it. Like, I was a cheerleader, nerdy nursing student that spent most of my time in the library. And so hard work does pay off. You know, anybody can do this if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So are you still practicing nursing now?
No, so I quit my nursing career, which, man, nursing is a great career to, for a 21-year-old getting out on their own. Great career, great schedule, great pay, but a tough career.
Yeah.
And I became a nurse because I wanted to help people. And the longer I worked in the hospital, the more, like, so my nursing career, my CrossFit career, I was like living simultaneously. And in the hospital, I would find people with problems and we'd just give them medications that was putting band-aids on their chronic issues. In the CrossFit gym, we were working out, eating healthy, sleeping, drinking water, and avoiding all these chronic problems by doing these healthy lifestyle habits. And so by 2018, I had realized I'd had enough with mass produced public health care. And I was doing well enough in my CrossFit career that I had sponsors, and I had started my nutrition coaching business on the side and was doing well enough. And she's crying. We got little Charlie in the back. She's getting
That's
up from
okay.
her. So I got mom here. She's going to manhandle her for me.
Hey, mom, how are you?
We'll pop Charlie in on here in a sec. But yeah, so by 2018, I decided to retire from my nursing career after 5 years working and pursue CrossFit full time. And that's when I got into my nutrition coaching as well, and decided I wanted to help people change their lifestyle habits to fix their chronic problems, not just give them medications. So yeah, no more nursing. Praise the Lord.
It's more of a unfortunately the Western style is more of like a reactive style of medicine, right? And it's yeah, I've heard this from a lot of people, like you get to coach and you have the privilege of many people come through the box, right? And that's probably the main reason why we love CrossFit so much because of the community, right? And
Right.
I remember this one gym, just a bunch of nurses were just churning through this gym, right? And it was awesome because they were from everywhere around Europe and they'd get different perspectives from all around and they'd say exactly the same thing. They're like, as
Yeah.
soon as you get into CrossFit, obviously you learn different ways, you getting into this whole health and fitness thing, and you're like, okay, I'm kind of contradicting what I'm doing at work. And then when I'm at work, I'm contradicting what I'm doing outside. And you're like, well, I'm at this turning point now, right? Do I go preventative? Do I do reactive? Do I kind of do both? but then
Yeah.
you feel like a hypocrite. And
I
it's
felt became like a moral issue for me. Like I
mm,
can't just hand these people medications and sure I can print off these packets of how to eat good, but you're not thoroughly explaining the like and you know, a lot of healthcare providers, I won't say who, just don't even understand, like almost don't even understand the significance of working out and eating good. And if we like were as adamant about getting that point across as we are about taking these pills,
mm.
I think we'd be in a way different place. But don't get me on that soapbox.
No, I'm interested. You go down any rabbit hole you want to, like it's always fascinating hearing people's opinions from the inside, like I can kind of sit here and hypothesize and be like, guys, this doesn't really add up in my blonde brain, but I'm not in the inside. Like I didn't pass a nursing degree. I'm not in a hospital.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's definitely a time and place for the interventions, but a lot of the times it's not necessary, and that's just frustrating, especially when even the healthcare providers themselves are not taking care of themselves. So,
mm,
or given, just their schedules alone are so crazy that they can't take care of themselves because they're overtired, overworked, and don't have time to go to the break room to get a snack or a drink or, it's
yeah, the
crazy.
the food choices within a hospital is the biggest eye-opening thing for me.
Or just
You
the kitchen sends the patients too, is like, we're trying to promote health and you're sending up this plastic hamburger and french fries to your heart patient, like,
probably not the best of options here, guys.
yeah, right.
So what would you say is like the biggest barrier then?
Oh man, for people with chronic problems or
Yeah. Like we're always choosing that reactive style, right? We always want that quick fix and that out. What do you say is that a barrier for the average Joe GPP, someone just kind of sat at home listening?
I mean, I think just the fact that in their mind there is that quick fix, like, here, let me give you a pill and it'll fix your problem, not realizing that you're still not fixing the root cause. So if healthcare providers were more adamant about not giving them that like quick out and saying, no, like you really need to, like, let's get you on a workout plan, let's get you on a diet plan, and let's figure this out and let's try that route first versus going to these medications that are going to cause other side effects that again still aren't fixing the root cause. So we're not getting rid of the problem. I think it's, because it's even like how someone coaches a class, like the coach demands the attention of the room, and the coach is who the one that sets the tone for the mindset of the participants. It's like same for healthcare providers. They're the ones that are setting the tone of what the perspective should be. And they're just so quick to, yeah, exercise and eat good, but here's these pills that are going to solve the problem. And they don't even really emphasize the diet and exercise as much. And
Mm,
that's that's the most frustrating and definitely the biggest barrier in my opinion.
mm. Yeah, I think so too, man. Everyone's trying to find that quick fix, right? And not take the accountability for themselves, somebody else's fault all the time, right? And I'm like, well,
Right.
if you're coming in the gym, I can't do the burpee for you. I can push you on the floor, but I can't get you back up. Like this, you're not going to do anything. It's the same with food. It's the same with sleep. It's like we got to be able to take some sort of accountability, and I think we got to be a little bit harder on the hammer and be like, no, man, that's your fault. Like
Right.
you didn't
Yeah,
do it, and no, that's
exactly.
my fault. I didn't do it. It's we got to be harder on ourselves. I think.
Exactly. Do you want to see little Charlie? She just woke up from her nap.
Hell yeah!
Come here, girly. This is 2-month-old little Charlie.
Look at you,
Say,
wide
sit.
eyes.
Uh, she's the best.
Probably thinking,
She,
what's that weird accent?
yeah, right. Yeah,
Sounds weird. What is he, French?
right. Yeah.
Bless.
Uh,
So, what's it like being a mom, juggling work, juggling fitness? Something that I'm like mega interested in is postpartum fitness.
yeah. So it's been, I mean, I think it's been awesome. Like she has been an awesome baby, which is so helpful. My husband, Austin, he works 100% remote. So that's been very helpful. Um, so, I mean, you get in the groove of new mom, new parenthood. um, balancing the business, and then you're like, okay, time to get back to fitness. I think you have to be careful to, especially being a competitor, someone who holds themselves to a very high standard. You don't just get to the CrossFit Games because you like fitness. You get to the CrossFit Games because you have this spirit of excellence. Um, and you want to do the best all the time and as quickly as possible. And I've just taught, ingrained in my brain for the last 10 years of do it as quick, as fast, as good as possible. So you come out of postpartum and you're like, I got to get back to my jam as quick, as fast, as good as possible. And you have to be okay to recognize you're in a totally different stage of life. And which, by the way, shout out to the mamas who make it back, like Annie and Cara. The thought of getting back to the games in 6 months is like, absolutely not. It sounds like a terrible idea. So kudos to those girls. But it is the most rewarding thing. Again, I mentioned my 20s and my CrossFit career was an amazing ride and so rewarding and fulfilling. But being a mom is like 10 times more rewarding and fulfilling than all of that, like tenfold. It's just raising a human and bringing a human into this world is the most amazing blessing I've ever been a part of. And so you wake up every day and I wonder, am I going to like it? Am I going to miss the old life? Am I going to feel like I'm missing out? And absolutely not. Like just taking care of her, like just breastfeeding alone, like weird, but like you're in charge of growing this human. And when she grows 2 pounds at her next appointment, it's like, what I'm doing is working. And it's just so fulfilling to like so into a little life. Um, and you have your moments of like it is challenging and hard, and it definitely is not a walk in the park, but the good moments are so outweighing the hard moments. And again, having Austin home has been so helpful. With the business we have a fitness app that we run, and then my nutrition coaching business, so I'm juggling that. So the schedule kind of goes, I'm up with her, she wakes up 2 times at night right now, at like she goes to bed at 8, wakes up at like 2 a.m. and then 5 a.m. So I'll get up and feed her. And then she's up for the day around 7:30. So Austin gets her from 7:30 to 9 a.m. And that I sleep till 9 while he manages her. And then we actually have her on a good schedule now. She's taking naps every 3 hours. So while she naps, we clean the house, she wakes up, we feed her, and then she naps, and we get some work done, and then she naps, and then I work out. Like it's kind of like a tetherball game where she's awake and I got to tend to her, and then she sleeps, and it's all hell breaks loose, and you're getting all your chores done. So that's kind of how we've been managing that. But she's just been such a joy, and and we're doing like sit-ups with her and making sure her legs are getting strong and already getting on top of her fitness.
You're working out already.
Oh yeah.
I
she's
love that, man.
It's so funny because she's like already rolling over from her belly to her back, which she's only 2 months old, and I guess that's like a 4-month progression. So we're really proud parents that she's rolling over.
Give it like a football soon and be like, chuck it. Come on. This is how we do it. Follow
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
That's awesome, man. It's like I think leading by example, even though she's 2 months old, right? I think that's so important, and where a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us end up dropping the ball, right? Even when you got kids coming into a gym or at school, like we just lead by a poor example,
Yeah.
and they don't listen to what you say. They pay attention to what you do, right? And I think that's awesome. I think it's a really cool experiment as well. Let's be honest, fitness is still in its infancy, and this whole
Mm-hmm.
like kind of um industry is so young. We don't really know. Like we can kind of
Right.
get the crazy smart people in the labs and be like, guys, theoretically speaking, this should work. And we're like, okay. And we're kind of the ones with ADHD who want to get in the gym and be like, oh, let's go figure it out. And
Mm-hmm.
then it smashes you in the face, like, oh, that didn't really work. Okay,
Right.
back to the drawing board. And I think it's the same with like trying to bring up kids as well, right? I think that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's been really interesting because I did work out all through my pregnancy. And what soothes her the most is like up and down bouncing and shaking, and like you can tell that we were active in the womb because she loves it.
Wow.
Even like when we do our, like the way we do our sit-ups, that she'll be sitting in my lap and I just hold her hands and put her down and pull her back up, and she even smiles when she does that. And we're never going to force anything on our children. We've decided that, they want to, you know pursue something less athletic, we're going to let them do that. But yes, leading by example, and we're going to definitely allow them to see us living an active lifestyle, and should they choose to follow in those tracks, like obviously that's totally fine with us.
Mhm.
But it's just fun to see she's already responding to like physical activity.
Well, it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
awesome.
it's basically just play. That's what we do. We
Yeah,
do adult PE, so adult play. That's
right.
kind of it.
Yeah,
We just kind of do it a little bit more intensely and feel like we want to throw up and call it fun. Maybe
yeah,
we're the crazy ones, but it's just playing around. And I think I think modern times we kind of lost that, right? Especially with technology.
right. Yeah.
In terms of juggling the app with the fitness
Mhm,
app and the nutrition coaching,
mhm.
personally, I'm like, how do you do that?
Well, I any free minute I have, and I think my husband would back me up on this, is any free moment in the day is I've always liked to be productive, no matter what season of life that I'm in, whatever the goal is. I've just always wanted to climb the ladder as high, as fast as I can. And so it's just, there's not a, I, if I'm watching TV, that I have absolutely nothing to do. So it's just like taking advantage of every free minute of every single day. Um, and I do have a system and a schedule. So I answer nutrition clients on Mondays and Wednesdays. They don't always check in. So I'm on emails from like Monday to Thursday, and I get that done in the morning. Um, the app is actually pretty cool because it's the work. I'm like, we're doing the comeback challenge right now on the app. Those are the workouts that I'm doing. And then I literally just write them down, put them into the app, and publish it. Um, so it's really just like recording my workouts. Now that I've transitioned out of competing, I do have a baby, but the free time spent is now being, instead of being poured into training, it's now being poured into like relationships and building relationships. So if I'm not answering emails with my nutrition clients or putting in content on the app, I'm in my Facebook group commenting back and forth with the people who are doing the comeback challenge. I'm going through DMs and responding to questions. I mean, we've changed the demographic from people who are following me because I compete to people who follow me because I'm doing fitness with a baby and doing it through pregnancy. And so you have all these and it's getting more popular, but not a lot of people have kind of, I guess, led by example through that season of life. So you have all these questions of, I guess, in the CrossFit space, not a lot of people have done it. And so people are asking, what's okay? When do I stop lifting heavy weight? When do I stop? Or what movements can I do? And when do I stop? When do I stop doing burpees and laying on my belly and stuff like that? So it's the free time has now just transitioned from training to building those relationships, and like really building a community of people that want to follow the fitness app and want to get help with nutrition coaching. And I'm also just very passionate about it. Again, I became a nurse because I wanted to help people, and helping people with their fitness and nutrition is the most practical way, in my opinion, on helping people. And so it is a lot, but I also love it at the same time. I love answering people's questions, and, um, and not that I'm an expert by any means, but I can say, this is what I experienced when I went through this. And this may not be the answer for you, but this is the answer that I found for myself. So um, it's a lot, but again, it's fun for me. And it's just like I get to chat with people about how to make their lives better through the trials and, decade of experience that I have doing it myself.
I think there's a lot of beauty in that, right? Because you're in the trenches with them currently
Yes.
doing it. It's like, oh, hey guys, I did this workout today or last week or something like that, and you're like, this one kind of sucked, or
Yeah.
oh, I had to adjust this way because body wasn't feeling too right, and they're like, oh, we got this freak athlete that managed to do all these amazing like feats of athleticism and fitness, right? And then you're like, oh, but then the scaling and changing things this way, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's acceptable, and
Right.
I think that's really, I think that's the main thing. I think that's beautiful.
That's
We're kind of
actually
plugging that.
part because on the app, you know, you don't have just freak athletes, you don't have just scaling people. So the fun part about pregnancy is one, it showed me like, because obviously there's things I can't do with a big old pregnant belly. And then being postpartum, like the first week I started working out, I couldn't hold a plank for a minute. So I had to hold a plank on my knees. And that just like opened my eyes to this is a real scaling option for somebody else as well. So it's like, so programming for the comeback challenge on the app, I have to recognize that like not everybody can do a sit up. Like I couldn't even do a sit up when I started. And so writing out the workouts, you for this sit up part of the workout, you can do GHGs, you can do sit ups, or you can do crunches. So just exposing myself to like that range of adaptability and modification. And then programming that GHG movement, but knowing that right now I'm not even capable of doing that. So yeah, getting in the Facebook group, being like, guys, don't get down on yourself if the workout says GHG and you're doing crunches. I'm also doing the crunches because I'm not there yet. Like we're all in this together, but be mindful, like I'm programming for the masses here. So there are, and like I have elites on here. I have people who have literally never worked out. So it's don't get down on yourself, just find your lane. And another thing that's been really fun with the app too, and even going from competitive CrossFit to, because I stopped competing in August and it wasn't until February that I got pregnant. So I had a couple months of I didn't have to do any workout. So just finding that you don't have to follow the workout exactly how it's written on the board. If you're doing this for just health and wellness, like make the workout fun for you. If working out is already a chore for you, cherry pick the crap out of it. Like, like the point is to get into the gym and move. And so I obviously have a large CrossFit following. So the comeback challenge has been fun where I write the workout where it's you kind of piece the workout together to make it work for you. And people are commenting, well, you're not saying like, I'll say run for 60 seconds and people will say, but I want to know exactly how far to run. And it's like, it doesn't matter. The point is to get out there and move. Like, let's get away from this mentality of you have to follow it exactly how it's written. The point is just to get out there and move, and you take charge of your workout and you decide how hard you're going to push and you decide how hard you're going to run. If you need a day where you need to chill a little bit, it's still better than not showing up at all. But what I find is like, if you have to run 400 meters or let's say 200 meters in 1 minute, a lot of people are going to see that, get discouraged and not even show up. So it's just creating this mindset of like, here's the skeleton, you piece it together for how it works for you. And yes, I'm leading it, but ultimately I'm trying to teach you of how to take charge of your own workout. So this can be something that works for you. So we build this lifestyle of healthy choices of food and workouts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love it. It's something that I play around with and like to play around with. I like
Mhm.
to brief the stimulus, not a requirement. It's
Yes.
like, and you might have had a really stressful day and just not be feeling it, and just
Right.
be like, hey, I can't be asked today. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
great, sounds mega, like let's figure this out. Let's change it, adapt on this dance floor. And like you
Mm-hmm.
said, cherry picking, fine, whatever. Cherry picking is better than no picking. You could be at home eating bonbons, but you're not. You're in the
I
gym.
love Austin and I love bonbons, by the way. Those are like
Oh,
our favorite. That's
that's
not a
so
thing we
good.
do, but he got introduced to it in French class,
Mm.
and we freaking love bonbons. So shout out to bonbons.
That's so. What's your favorite flavor?
I mean, we always get the blue one because I feel
Oh,
like blue is
bubblegum.
just,
Yeah,
but uh, is the pink one strawberry?
yeah.
I feel like I like the pink
Yeah,
ones.
those pink ones, man, do things to me. I just can't stop.
Good.
I get one, I'm like, oh no, oh no.
His mom will bring us bags and they're gone in a day. Like, I'm like, please stop bringing bomb. They have
Yeah.
a like international candy store up in where they live, and they always bring us bonbons, and oh, they're so good.
Stop bringing me. Why? You like it. That's the problem. You know, I've got no self-control. Yeah, it's an
Seriously.
issue. It's just like Pringles, right? Once you pop one,
Yes,
there's
so
certain
good.
things that are not allowed in my household.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
always tell my friends, like, they complain, oh, I'm eating like crap. I'm like, well, if you don't buy it, you won't eat it. So
100%. And if you actually go out and, you know, buy it from the shop and come back, that's going to be the minority of the time. When are you going to be
You're
bothered to do that? Maybe one
right.
every 20. Okay, fine. That's okay. You know, go enjoy
Right.
yourself.
Yes. I always talk about balance with my clients, because it's like, sure, you can go 100% compliance for 6 weeks and then be totally burnt out and fall off, or you can be compliant 5 out of the 7 days, be mindful on the weekends, and then these habits last for a whole year, and you make way more progress in the year than you did in the 6 weeks, and now we have good habits established. So that's a huge point that I try to talk to my clients about, and try to ingrain that thought in their head versus like perfect, perfect, perfect all the time.
Exactly how I live. You know, when I'm on,
Mhm.
I'm on. I work, kind of leave me alone. I'm this crazy guy that will work all the time. And then when I'm off,
Mhm.
I'm off. It's
Yeah.
done. You know, I'm drinking a beer, I'm eating a burger, I'm out on the beach lying down. It's like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, I'm off. I'm not working.
Let me
Leave me alone. You know, I'm not working out.
be.
I don't
Right.
do
Yeah.
fitness anymore.
Yeah.
Jess, I got 3 questions.
Okay.
What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
My mom's sitting right here, so I'm trying to go back in
Oh,
the vault.
let's get your mom's answers too.
Let's see. Mom, what's the greatest piece of advice you ever got?
Uh, be true to yourself, but be true to yourself towards God. What God would want for you is what you should desire for yourself. And you walk in his ways, and all is well.
We're big Jesus people around here.
Oh, everybody's got a faith system, you know? Like
Yes.
everybody believes in something. And I believe that. I think we need some sort of faith in something, even if
Yeah.
it's bonbons, you know, it doesn't matter.
And I would say, oh man, probably just and I'm gonna go along with my faith here of just like, God created you exactly how he created you, and he didn't make any mistakes when he created you. So loving who you are just the way that you are is good enough. And um yeah, just love who you are, because God made you exactly how he wanted to make you, and he's the creator of the universe. So yeah.
What about the worst piece of life advice you've ever received?
You got one of those?
Anything that's antithetical to what truth is. Um, you know, like anything that would be selfish or not for others. And I can't say that I've received, like, someone has given me one liner worst truth, but to live selfishly, I think is the biggest deception you can have for life.
Yeah. Yeah. Worst piece of advice. Yeah, I think just, again, nothing comes to mind of like something someone told me, but maybe just like a popular theme that I don't think is right and true would be like chasing things of this world, like the fame, the money, the tangible items of this world. You know, we're big on like kingdom treasures, and that's pouring into people, being having integrity and being a man of your word, and at the expense of the fame, the tangible items. It's more important to have those, again, kingdom treasures versus earthly treasures. So
I like that a lot. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do agree. I think if we chase materialistic items, they eventually lose its value.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
next? You're chasing your tail, or you're chasing a short-term pleasure, and I think that's a pretty slippy slope for most people.
Yes. Yeah. And such a trap, I think, especially with social media these days, of that's what it's supposed to be and supposed to look like. And yeah, it's a short-term high, I guess, that can be gone at any moment. And then what are you left with,
Exactly. And I think, especially dudes, I think that's real dangerous. We're the dumb part of the species. We end up chasing some sort of vice, right? And it's like, guys, like, you've now lost your purpose. You've lost the whole meaning of this thing. Let's focus on some other things and get your head on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Last question. What are the 3 words you tell your younger self?
I would tell my younger self.
Yeah.
Probably just keep going.
Mm.
Like, is that what you want? Did you want like a phrase, or do you want like 3 different?
Whatever you like. These are your 3 words.
Yeah, probably just keep going, because I mean, you got to wake up every day and put your best foot forward, no matter what you're going through. If you made it to another day, you're here for a purpose. And like, I think the saying goes, what is it? If you're not dead, God's not done. So you're here for a reason. And, whatever you're going through is not anything that God can't handle. It's not anything he didn't endure himself. So trust in him that he brought you to another day. So just keep going.
What about you, Mom?
So what was the question again? 3 words?
Yeah, you tell your younger self.
To just
3 words.
Yeah.
She's a talker.
It's hard for me to condense it to 3 words, but God is good.
That's a good one.
God is good.
I like that. Tim, what about Charlie? What did she say?
Charlie, what you got, girl? What you got, girl?
I love Mom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gigi.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlie, you got 2 months on this earth. What would you tell your 2-year-old self?
What's the wisdom?
My hair will grow.
Yeah, give me some wisdom, mate. I need some. Love it. Thank you so much, Jess. I appreciate your time a lot. I know you're busy. I know they got a little one. I appreciate you too, Mom.
Well, I have to say you're a really nice person. I can just tell you're full of love and light.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. We've all got things to give, and if I'm ever wandering around the middle of the US, I'll let you know.
Hit us up.
Probably got lost, took the wrong direction or something.
Yeah, you sure did.
It happens a lot, right? I'm like knocking around Arizona or something. Or what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
That's the middle of the US, right?
It's close. It's more on the western side. Missouri, where I'm at, is literally smack dab in the middle.
Oh, sick. I mean, I need to get back over to the States. Like, I've only really traveling through, but I need to spend like a little bit of time there, a couple months.
Yeah, it's a good place.
It's a big place.
Big place.
A lot of things, especially for fitness, right? Like, it's when you go strength side, you go weightlifting, powerlifting, strongman, you go CrossFit, you go collegiate level sport. It doesn't matter. I think it's the way you attack academy level sport and strength and conditioning is really, really cool. I know the UK is massively behind that. And I think there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Mate, I appreciate it so much. You have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye, Mom.
Bye-bye, honey.
Bye, Charlie.
Bye,
Charlie.
Bye-bye.
Say bye.
Hey.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye, everybody.